Hey there, welcome to video number 3 in my series on mastering the fretboard. To recap the first two videos, what we're trying to accomplish there, video 1 we were learning the location of the individual natural note names on the neck, being C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. And on the second video we covered the sharps and flats, being F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and their corresponding flat names for the same tones. So if you've ever learned anything on the piano or a keyboard, essentially week 1 we were learning the location of the white keys and where those notes are on the guitar neck. And on video 2 we were learning the location of the black keys, being the sharps and flats. So hopefully you've been absorbing some of that and getting a good foundation of where those individual tones are on the neck, because as the series progresses, those again are the foundations upon which we're going to build on as we get into different octave shapes, different interval shapes, scale shapes, chord shapes, arpeggio shapes, all that good stuff. So with video 3 in the next video or two in the series, I'm not sure, it's not going to be more than 3, it's not going to be less than 2, just depends on how I go about it. I pretty much make these up as I go. With this week though, or this video, we're going to be dealing with 2 octave shapes, and both of those octave shapes involve the root note being on the 5th string. And we're going to identify both of these shapes. The first one we're going to call the C shape, and the second one we're going to call the A shape. And as the series progresses, I'll give you a better idea of why we're going to call those shapes by those names. So with no further rambling, let's get on to the first shape, which we'll call the C shape. And we'll start with playing a C on the 5th string, 3rd fret, which you should know by now. And then also a C on the 2nd string at the 1st fret. Now if I play those 2 strings together, 5th string and 2nd string at those frets, I have 2 C's. That's an octave right there. An octave theory-wise is any given tone, say for example C, and the next tone higher in the musical alphabet with the same letter name. So in this case, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. There's our octave shape right there. Now if I slide that shape up 1/2 step from the 3rd fret, 5th string to the 4th fret, and on the 2nd string from the 1st fret to the 2nd fret, I have a C sharp or D flat at both of those strings. The shape of my fingers, or what it's holding on the neck, hasn't changed at all. I've got a note fingered with my ring finger on the 5th string, and then three strings down, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 2 frets down, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, on the 2nd string. So wherever I play that shape on the neck, I'm going to have an octave of whatever note I'm playing. So if I'm at the 7th fret on the 5th string, with my ring finger in the 5th fret on the 2nd string, both of those are E's. If I go up to the 9th fret 5th string and the 7th fret 2nd string, both of those are F sharps or G flats. So to start out the learning process with this, or getting familiar with it, we're going to start again down here at the C. So again, 5th string 3rd fret with the ring finger, and 2nd string 1st fret with our index finger. We're going to slide each finger up 1/2 step at a time, simultaneously. So we'll start with C. That's C form, C. I'll go up 1/2 step. We have C sharp or D flat. Go up another 1/2 step. That was my dog. We have D. Go up another 1/2 step. We have D sharp or E flat. Go up another 1/2 step. We have E. Another 1/2 step. We have F. F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, finally C at the 15th fret 5th string and 13th fret 2nd string. Now, As far as the notes between the 12th fret and up to the 21st, 22nd, 24th, depending on how many frets you have on your neck, essentially for me, the way that I learn those notes from the 12th fret up is I just think of the 12th fret as 0 again, or open. The 13th fret I think is 1, so whatever I'm playing at the 1st fret, it would being an F at the 6th string for example, the 13th fret is also an F. 2nd fret on the 6th string, F sharp. 14th fret on the 6th string, also F sharp. So learning those notes between the 12th position all the way up to the end of the neck shouldn't be a major undertaking for you at this point if you learned open to 12 and got a good foundation of that. So the first way we're going to play these is to ascend chromatically, starting with C, the C form, at the 3rd fret 5th string and the 1st fret 2nd string, and just go up 1/2 step at a time. When we hit the sharp and flat positions, we'll call them sharps going up, and going down we'll call them flats. So again, going 1/2 step at a time. We have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, finally C. Now going down, starting with C up there at the 15th fret 5th string and 13th fret 2nd string, going down 1/2 step at a time, we have C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C. That is our first shape, the C shape. The second shape is also going to have its root note on the 5th string. So again, we'll start with C at the 3rd fret 5th string, and we're going to go up 2 frets, down 2 strings, so up to the 5th fret, down from the 5th, 4th, 3rd string. That's our shape right there. So I've got a C there at the 3rd fret 5th string and a C at the 5th fret 3rd string. Now again, same concept. If I slide those up or down and keep that finger pattern there, wherever I'm at the neck, I'm going to have an octave. So keeping that shape right there, I'm going to go up 1/2 step at a time. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, finally C. Descending, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C, B flat, A, if you want to keep going down all the way to the open position. Now, that's just going in order chromatically, 1/2 step at a time. The other way to practice it is to switch between the C form and the A form for each individual tone. So let's start with the C form C, then A form C. Even though my fingers change, that note I'm playing on the 3rd fret 5th string is a part of both patterns. That's going to have importance later on. Go up 1/2 step, C form C sharp, A form C sharp, C form D, A form D, C form D sharp, A form D sharp. Again, play that chromatically up to the C on the 15th fret 5th string, and name the sharps as you go up, and descending, play it as flats. Now, as far as mixing things up a little bit and playing them in a non-alphabetical order, so to speak, or mixing it up like we did in video 1 and 2, I'm going to give you a new order this week, and the reason behind it I'll explain in another couple videos. So just, you may want to grab a pen and paper and write these down as I play them. So we're going to start with just the C form. We're going to play C, and then a G, then a D, then an A, then an E, then a B, then F sharp, C sharp or D flat, G sharp or A flat, D sharp or E flat, A sharp or B flat, and finally F. So that order of notes right there is following what we call the circle of fifths, which will have some importance as the series goes on. I'll explain what the circle of fifths actually means and how you can apply it theory-wise as we go on. So that's your special order right there. Again, you can do them one shape at a time, starting again with just like C, G, D, A, E with just the C shape. Then do the same thing with the A form, C, G, D, A, E, B, etc. And you can also do it doing both forms for each tone before you move on to the next one. So in other words, C form C, A form C, up to G, C form G, A form G, C form D, A form D, and continue on. C form A form A, on to E, B, F sharp, etc. So again, we're just learning two different shapes there. As far as actually using these shapes in a musical manner, if you want to look up a player by the name of Wes Montgomery, he was a jazz player. Jazz isn't my thing really, but he is a phenomenal guitar player and made great use of the octave shapes in his playing. He's from an era when there wasn't a lot of effects like chorus and all that, different types of effects that gave you a fatter tone, so to speak. So he used those octave shapes quite well in order to give his guitar tone a fatter or fuller sound against the band he was playing along with. You could take a simple melody and just use one of those shapes. And just practice improvising using those shapes. There's all kinds of ways to apply it. John 5 does this little thing with the C form. Let's say if we play the C form E octave at the 7th fret 5th string and the 5th fret on the 2nd string, what he'll do is he'll play the strings both at the same time, 5th and 2nd, and then pull his index finger off to the open 2nd string. So John 5's a lot better at that than I am, but just trying to give you some ways to maybe start applying some of this information I give you into more of a musical type of context, because that's the overall goal here. Learning the notes on the fretboard. If that was the only thing you ever did on the guitar, you'd get bored and move on to something else. The overall goal by the time we get done with the series is to give you enough of an understanding of the locations of the notes on the neck and all these patterns I'm going to throw at you, that you'll be able to apply this information in a musical manner to whatever style you play. Incorporate your own licks, phrases, riffs, and what have you, using some of the information I've given you. So again, work with those two octave shapes, the C form and the A form, which again is just dealing with two shapes with the roots on the 5th string. And next video we will deal with the what I call the G form and the E form, which both have the root on the 6th string, and I may throw the D form in there too depending on time, which has its root on the 4th string. So from there, after we get those octave shapes down, we'll be moving on to some chords and then some scales and intervals. So I got a lot more material to cover, so try to keep up with us. I'm going to put these videos on YouTube here in the next couple days or so, so if you missed the first couple or need to go back, you'll be able to do so. So good luck with it. Any questions, send me a message, and that's it.